Hey, Brittany.
How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well. Welcome to our very first live episode of the Way podcast.
Which hopefully we're doing correctly with maybe a trial and error. We'll see.
We'll
But
see.
hopefully
We'll
people are
see.
listening.
So, if you're out there and you're listening and you're like, why the heck are they live? Today, we are so excited because we have our AI Era 2.0 tickets going on sale in our community today. And we had our pre-sale, which was for past attendees. That sold really well. We know we're going to sell a ton of tickets to our community because people are so excited about it. And you know what, Brittany? I'm really excited about it. That may
I
surprise
am
you.
too. I am not surprised at all, mostly because we're still sitting in very cold, snowy New England, and Charleston in November can't come fast enough, I feel like.
Well, I mean, but Charleston in February, they all got like 6 inches of snow.
I know, and are probably we had, I think, one snow day because of I think we got something around 18 inches of snow last week, whenever it was. And, kids got one snow day, but from what I'm hearing, that a bunch of places down there who got, yeah, 5, 6 inches, they've been shut down for like a week, which, I'm sure the kids are loving it.
No, but Charleston in November is just lovely. Like it was. I was Charleston in September this year, Brittany. I know you didn't make it down to K-Status CX.
Yeah,
That was me, Marissa. It
yeah,
was like being in a sauna. Like it was
yeah.
okay.
My
Like
hair would not like that.
I mean, it's just the kind of thing you open the door and you just start sweating, right?
Yeah,
Look, Charleston's a lovely city, but Charleston in November, it was like, 70 degrees, no humidity,
yeah.
palm trees, sun, and just lovely. And
Hmm.
we are going to make it, even better because we're gonna pull some surprises in. Last year we did Rodney Scott barbecue,
Hmm.
two
Which
days.
we think is the best barbecue down there, but
But
granted, we haven't tried all of it yet. So,
I think barbecue back to back was good. There's this other place down there. What's it called? Do you know? Can you remember?
is it like Halls or something with an H? I feel like that's famous. Well, there's a couple different famous South Carolina.
Charleston, but this is the one that the K-Status people
Yeah,
like
they wanted
Lewis
us to.
Barbecue.
Oh yeah,
Lewis.
Lewis is the
So
other one. That's
so
right.
we had Rodney Scott and both days, but I'm thinking maybe we could do like a little barbecue off, like
Yeah.
Rodney Scott and Lewis. I mean, we're not committing to anything yet, but this is sort of like along the lines of what I'm thinking, and that we're gonna maybe do a barbecue off there. I want to lead too. Like I am spending a good amount of time right now trying to do something very challenging, which is think through the agenda
Hmm.
because AI is changing so quickly. I feel like even what we did in November is like, that was like
Becoming obsolete.
it was like that was ChatGPT 4.0 and now we're like 5.2. And I was playing around last night with Claude Cowork and it was reorganizing my files. And we're in such, I think, even a very different space than we were then. So I'm trying to think of content. I'm trying to think of content that is valuable and is going to be valuable. And we do have some exciting announcements on that
Hmm.
because we're we're being slow on the speakers, in part because we don't know what November is going to
Yeah, it's a long
going to
ways away.
bring. It's a very long ways away, but we are going to have Max and Martin from Swans, who did an amazing AMA, who were teaching our Slack community all about. Who are teaching our Slack community all about how they used Google AI Studio to build a very simple agent that would extract documents from emails and court dates,
Hmm.
PDFs, put them in Google Calendar, and then add them to people's case management software like FileVine or Clio. And this was like not a code thing. This was just them prompting Google AI Studio. So Max and Martin are going to be there and they're going to be awesome. And
Hmm.
for those who have been, one of the things I think that was really unique about what we did was we had people give talks for about a half hour, and then we brought them into breakout rooms. So if
Hmm.
people wanted to learn more, they could really learn more about what the speaker had spoken about because one of the great things about our event, Brittany, is we had people from marketing, we had
Hmm.
people who were paralegals, we had lawyers, we had law firm owners, we had legal operations people, And so not all the content is going to appeal to all the people, but if it's like we try to structure it in a way where it's like you can sort of create your own marketing track
Yeah.
and you listen to Jason Hennessy speak, you go in a room and Jason, really helps sort of workshop you through things. So I'm excited about that. And, early, I think I'm going to make an announcement here too. We will be having Guy and Conrad do
Woohoo.
a live lunch hour legal marketing from our AI era in Charleston. And, pleased with all of this. We will put caveats because we are lawyers that the agenda is subject to change. Speakers may or may not be able to make it. Last year, it was the federal government shutdown that messed with some of our
Yes.
speakers. We
Yes.
don't
Which
know what's going to
actually,
go
yeah.
on in the world.
And you know what? Blessing in disguise a little bit with that one, right? It was one of those things that, emergencies that happens, of course, right before our event last year, and it could have gone one of two ways. And thankfully, it actually pushed us into figuring out quickly last minute how to live stream our event, which we didn't plan on doing originally because of the nature of what it was and how we wanted to structure it. But it actually turned into a great opportunity because our attendees were able to now capture everything and bring it home with them on that live stream recording that we gave them access to afterwards. So that is one change we're making this year too, which we're excited about, is right from the jump we're going to be offering that virtual component for people. Because the other thing is we keep it small in person for reasons, right? We want to add as much value as possible. We want to give these people that are there in person those opportunities to sit in these small groups with these speakers and really learn and build with them. And we can't do that if we open it up to a huge in-person audience. So yeah, being able to make that adjustment just this year so that you do have the opportunity even if you can't make it in person now.
Yeah, and I mean, last year we did 100 people, and we sold out every ticket. Like it wasn't
Hmm.
like a fake sellout. It was like
Yeah.
sellout, and
Plus
Brittany
a
is
wait
very
list.
plus a wait list, and
Yeah.
Brittany was very much like, Ryan, you can't give away tickets. So like they was sold
Yeah.
out, and so we're gonna sell out our 125. So if you're out there and you're like, I think this might be valuable to me, buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Because it will be. And this year, based upon some of the feedback we got, we're rolling out something new. We do net promoter score for our events. We had like, I don't know, 40-ish people, 38, I don't know, something respond to it. And we had like an 86 net promoter score, which is, I mean, look,
Mhm.
getting 86% of lawyers attending event to recommend a friend, that's like 100 anywhere else, right? That's really good. But we got a 5, and I reached out to one of the attendees and I said, well, what was it? And it was like, well, no, like the event was fantastic, the speakers were fantastic, the food was fantastic, the venue was fantastic, the pricing was right. Okay, well, like what was it? I felt it was too advanced. And so this year we said we took that feedback and we're like, hey, we're going to do a bolt-on base camp. And it's going to be my job to teach it. What's the cost of base camp as an add-on?
$497.
And what I'm going to do is, because again, this is moving so fast and it's my job to sort of stay on top of it as somebody who's curating this. I'll do a recording that will go out. It'll be several hours long and some material. So when you come there, you're like, oh, you've heard of Claude Cowork, or you understand the difference between agentic and generative AI, and you understand maybe the difference between some of the tools and platforms that you're hearing about. So we're going to give that out to folks who are looking to learn and engage, and I think that's a great value add in a way that we are improving upon what it is that we're doing. And sort of like one of the some we try to make this sort of like Brittany, you're too young for this probably, but when I grew up, we had Lollapalooza and it had
Yeah.
some metal bands and some ska bands and some hip hop.
They
And
brought Lollapalooza back recently.
yeah, they do
So
it in
I'm sure
Chicago in
it's,
like one
yeah.
event. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you have sort of a smorgasbord of content, right? And we did that at AI era, the first one, and we had Anastasia talk about, you know, Anastasia Boyko about yoga and grounding and how to sort of do it. We had Jen Harvilla talk about, how to actually implement AI and train. We had
Which
Owen
I think
talk.
that one's gonna be like an evergreen thing that we should have her
Ooh.
back for an updated or something similar because that is so important, that topic.
And we had, I mean, we had Owen talk about, sort of like how we figure out this world through ancient texts and philosophy, right? And we know that some of you are going there like, how do I build bots that make it so I can, read PDFs and it goes into my Clio, right? And some of it is, how do we, if we're not doing our job, if we're not talking about how to teach you and how to implement it. So I'm spending a lot of time thinking about exactly that component because my basic thesis right now is like the tools are really freaking good,
Mhm.
but firms are not seeing the traction with it because they're not training on it and they're not thinking about it and they're hitting some resistance. And so they're buying good products, but they're failing on that end. And I have a post coming out in JD Supra today where there's a Pew Research survey, and we talk about this because I think it's a
Mhm.
dynamic with us where like the majority of people are AI resistant.
Mhm.
They don't like
I mean
AI.
I mean, I'll admit, right, we've talked about it, like, and I've talked about it to people, like, there's a lot that I don't like about AI from a, like, moral, ethical standpoint. So I have a lot of, hesitancy myself. Now the one place I do, and I'm willing to use it and try is work, right? Like, I personally, I do not use it in my personal life, unless I absolutely for some reason can't avoid it. Well, and by we all understand that there's AI infused in like everything, so clearly I don't say that in a way that, you know, if I'm going on Google, I know it's
We
still infused
gotcha.
with AI. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not going on ChatGPT to be my therapist or things like that. I'm personally morally opposed to that stuff. But right. So, but yes, there's a lot of people out there that are like me or even more so in these firms in the workplace in general that have hesitancy and it's a real topic that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I mean the Pew Research survey was interesting because it was like a lot of people thought AI was going to make me dumber. And like that's like a real
Mhm.
concern.
Yeah. I mean,
Part
because
of
there was that what was it, MIT study that came
Yep,
out a while
yep,
ago, right? Showing brain
right.
scans and everything. So not
I mean,
unfounded.
it's completely reasonable. Part of what I think I see in law firms, and I saw it in my firm because look, I am like, woo, you know, new toy, and look at this, and we could do this and this, right? And so I occupy a very forward position. When I ran the law firm, I do at Best Era, I do in when I teach at law school, I do when I do thought leadership in the legal space. I'm very like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is so cool. And there's a number of folks out there who are weirdos like me and they occupy a space, but they're the distinct minority.
Mhm.
And, you know, what I've come to believe is that, people, when they look at AI, lawyers look at AI and they're like, God, Claude is better than me at writing.
Mhm.
It's better than me. Or a paralegal looks at something like Supio or Eve and is like, that
Well,
MedCron
what am
is
I
really
here
good.
for? Yeah, exactly.
What
What
am
am
I
I here for?
that demand letter that Filevine did, that's really good. And they start to feel threatened by it.
Yeah.
Um, and
Understandably.
so a big part of this will be things like that, which is like, how do you overcome those things? Because that's the difference between you spending maybe $100,000 as a firm owner on some product
Mhm.
and you getting any return from it.
Right.
So we saw Mike Morris, I mean, where Jen's from, talk about how on LinkedIn about how he's not seeing a return from AI. And
Mhm.
there's a recent Harvard Business Review study that shows that, many businesses, not just in legal, are struggling to show returns on AI. And so I think it's like, how do we bridge that, right? And what speakers are necessary for us to get there? And how do we add value? But I just,
Mhm.
look, if you're out there, it's like a big leap of faith, right? We're asking you to invest time and treasure with us without an agenda. But no, one of the coolest things about Best Era is like we have conversations with industry leaders all over the place about what's going on. And we have conversations with law firm owners too, who are trying to implement these various technologies. And our goal, I think, is to curate an experience that is fun, that is community based, that is, and one of the things I'm most proud of about all our events is like they are not sales pitches.
Hmm.
When we had more people want to sponsor our event than we were going to allow. And when we talked to sponsors, we're like, here's what you have to do. You have to be active participants. I'm not just having you spam our people, and I'm not just having you sell from the stage. And look, everybody knows the score, that you're there because you're speaking because I hope they buy their product. I get that. And we try to have people like the Haskins brothers who have a product that I think is valuable for law firms. Or we had Mary Lyon talk about creating single sources of truth. And I think, from Filevine, and I think that that's really sort of valuable perspectives for people. But our goal here is not to sell you an AI era mastermind or sell you consulting. Like, people are like, I kept waiting for the sales pitch and it never happened. No, our goal is to pack as much value into this AI era 2.0 box that we possibly can, give it to you, and then give you ongoing, hopefully community support. I mean, I loved all the conversations that were happening, all the selfies that people were taking together,
Yeah.
getting to meet each other, the conversations over dinners and lunches to help you navigate these very, I think, disruptive waters.
Yeah. And you made a good point too. I mean, going back with, Jen Harvala and how do we get more of our team members involved in this and understanding it. We had not just a lot of law firm owners there, but we did have law firm owners that understood the importance of bringing team members on that were in the operations, the marketing, the paralegal work, the production work. So, I encourage people if they're thinking of coming to not not just send yourself, but send important members of your team that are going to be the Ryan's cheerleaders of AI to bring back to the firm and say, hey, here's what's great about it, and here's what we can do to make our firm better by using it. So yeah, I encourage people to, if they can't make it or if they think they're not even the best person necessarily in their firm to be going for it, find the cheerleader that's going to be in your firm that's really excited about this stuff.
Yeah, and it's so important, and it's so important to just how to think about that as you're heading into this. And it occurs to me that, like, eventually, like, there will be no more AI eras. Like, it'll just be how people work. But, like, sort of like where some of the value is, and we talk about this a lot, Brittany, as you do marketing for law firms. It's like, we here at Best Era have cranked up our marketing in 2026,
Hmm.
and we use combinations of Nano Banana. We use Riverside FM to edit, clip, cut videos. We use Pam to do custom things. We use Claude. We use Buffer. I mean, we're able to put out 30 times the amount of content that we would have been able to maybe a year or so ago, even. I mean, it's just
Hmm.
that easy. But, okay, so when that becomes the table stakes, like, how do you market your firm? And, one of the things that we talk about a ton, is sort of like, and I brought this as a prop. Oh, can't really
Oh,
see it,
you can kind of see it.
but I brought this as a prop, which is like the resurgence of vinyl, and like the trends, and the also sort of like the competitive nature. I mean, look, Noah Khan just announced concert ticket dates, and it's like, I got to get on the pre-sale, and I got to have Allison sign up so we can get multiple entries, and try to get my daughter to see Noah Khan this summer at Fenway Park. But it's like, what does that mean for law firms, right?
Right.
Like, what does it mean when the barriers to writing web content are none? The barriers to building websites are none. The ability to do nicely cropped and edited videos are none. And those are low and getting lower. And it's like, well, how do you connect? What matters? How do you amplify? And I think it's like those kinds of issues to me are a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm sure to be a part of the discussion at AI Era, because yeah, we'd sort of be doing our audience a disservice by not bringing it back to a discussion like that. Because again, yeah, you can implement all the best AI tech now in the world and have that barrier of entry be low cost and very minimal. But right, if you're not, again, going back to what Mike Moore said, he's like, well, I'm not seeing the gains. Okay, well, why is that? What are you now missing in your strategy that AI can't replace? I
Right.
mean, for the most part, as we know, human in the loop, right?
And right. And so I think that our conference is like aptly named, which is like, how do I win in the AI era?
Yeah.
And it's not just AI. It's not, I mean, like what? I mean, if you are one of the speakers, Brittany, and you should be, like if you give your talk and it's like, hey, you can go into Riverside FM and it'll
Hmm.
splice up videos and auto edit. I mean, I even was doing one where I did some videos of testimonials that we had done, and
Yeah,
I was
those are
like,
great.
add B-roll in, and it just like I'm like, this is stuff that when you or I were at Connecticut Trial Firm a few years ago, we would have been paying $5,000 to have done.
Easily.
Yeah,
I mean, even for some, our events and things like that that we did at the firm, our big one. I mean, the amount we were having to spend on a videographer to capture B-roll and then edit it into a 1 minute B-roll footage, right? Astronomical. I mean,
I,
yeah, those are the incredible advances that are great too, right, for these small firms and these lawyers that are hoping to go out on their own now, who are already having to find that tough, competition with private equity and how to, and the really big dogs in the space. Like, these are the things that do excite me about this kind of technology and make me excited and happy for these people who deserve to be in that space and have those victories for sure.
right. We love helping great lawyers win and great connecting great lawyers to great clients. And, but, I guess what I'm saying for anybody out there who's like, I don't know if I should go, it's like, yeah, we're going to show you how to splice up video really fast.
Mhm.
But that I think is like sort of like the less interesting part of all of what we're going through right now. And the part of what we're going through is like, so what? How to do this effectively, how to be a fast mover. And obviously, we take our jobs as consultants very seriously into asking the questions of absolute leaders in the space of tell us what's going on. And these aren't conversations that we post about in our Slack community. These aren't conversations that end up on LinkedIn or my Substack or anything else, but these are sort of the off the record conversations of what's happening. And we're going to get you all the cool technical tools and all of that. But also I think where the value add comes in is all the other stuff. And
Mhm.
it's sort of like we can end it here, but it's sort of like a revolution is when everything comes back around. And I
Exactly.
feel like that's where we are because it is really the human stuff
It
that
really is.
matters.
Yep. We're on that turntable. We're just
We are
we're just
on
we are
We are
on that.
spinning the black circle. Speaking of which, I heard this morning that the song Black, which is 35 years old and on this unplugged album of Pearl Jam's, is now on the charts again because it's a TikTok trend.
Mm,
So I'm very happy about that. But the post on Reddit this morning it says post like on TikTok, like my boyfriend says I'm pretty. Eddie Vedder says all five horizons resolved around her soul, like as the earth to the sun. And so evidently this is the trend, but I think all of this stuff like the nostalgia is important and
yeah.
like why is that trending? What does that mean for law firms? Because in my opinion, there's more opportunity than ever, but it can also just be overwhelming because there's no shortage of tools that are out there.
Yeah.
So Brittany, we both have calls with
Yes.
actual clients. If you stayed with us this long, thank you. We will also cut this up and put it on our reels and whatnot. But we really hope to see you at AI Era 2.0 in Charleston, November 5th and 6th, right?
Yep. And so if you're in our Slack community, make sure you looked for that email that went out this morning for ticket sales. I'll
Oh,
be announcing it over on Slack too. And then we'll see if it makes it to the general public before it sells out. But if it does, that should be out shortly. So stay tuned.
yeah. And I think we've either had one or two payments come through. I don't know my notifications I've seen
Yes.
since we've been
Same.
on live stream, at least one. So let's end this podcast like we end all of
Mhm.
our episodes of the way. Brittany, what is it that you are listening to, consuming?
Uh, Well, no surprise, but obviously I've been playing The Great Divide, Noah Khan's new single, on repeat pretty much since Friday, since it came out. Love it. It makes me really excited for the album, so I cannot wait for the full thing. Pre-ordered my vinyl as you did, I know. So yeah, that's been my weekend jam.
Yeah, same. I've been really enjoying. I've been revisiting Noah Khan and then listening to the new single, which I think Megan Wade in our community said, it's a little bit guitar heavier, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm here for it.
Mhm.
So yeah, Noah Khan, The Great Divide, April 24th. I have pre-ordered 2 vinyls, one for me and one for my daughter, who's a big fan of Noah Khan. I think this may hurt you, Brittany, but
No, it's
Noah
fine.
Khan
It's
has
fine.
displaced Taylor Swift in her life.
It's okay. It's okay. She's young.
Seasons,
She's young. She'll
seasons.
go through seasons. Yeah.
Seasons. So, okay, so you're in our group, get our tickets. If you're not in our Slack community, $500 a year, best return on investment anywhere you're going to get in legal education. We now have a huge back library, which consultants have told us like we should charge separately for. We don't
But
listen
hey,
well
yeah.
sometimes. But so you've got a huge content, a huge library of back content, ongoing. I booked too many AMAs, they tell me, because I
Mhm.
get excited. We've got ones coming up on MSOs and private equity. We think we've got 2 there coming up.
Yeah, we've got a
So
ton of different stuff.
we've had like, I was counting this morning, like we've had like a referral a day for lawyers
Mhm.
all year.
Mhm.
So it's February 2nd, 34 referrals or whatever we've had in 2026. So people are getting business from the community. It's awesome. I think our no asshole rule has helped us a lot. And,
Definitely.
even, you know what? I was out with a lawyer. We'll end it here. I was out with a lawyer. I didn't even realize this lawyer. I was at the beefsteak dinner. I didn't even realize the lawyer is in the community. And he's like, I get so much value from that. I was like,
I love
what?
that.
And
We hear
so,
that all the time, and we've got so many lurkers. I encourage anyone who's lurking on there, chime in. We love hearing from you guys, and the value you guys add to the conversations are so valuable. So,
so,
yeah, but
all
we
right.
appreciate it.
So,
All right, we will talk to you next time.
bye.
Bye.